Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is my last video for tonight. So, this is what's going to happen. I made a video on TikTok. I'm not going to show you the video. I'm just going to show you the thing. Alright, so this video has these two guys fighting. Alright, there's a Filippini. I guess that's what his nickname is, and this is the Italian Mike Tyson. The Italian Mike Tyson has no cardio, and you could let's see if I can get to that comment section there. It is from Roman 311. Excuse me, I fucked that up. Roman 331 on TikTok, so you can go follow him. They're selling boxing gloves in this, and they have good stuff. So I don't have anything bad to say about him. But I am gonna say this: the referee in that video in which I spoke of, he fucking sucks. He literally fucking sucks. And I'm like, dude, you know, the fucked up part about it is you're a ref. You need to know when to pull people apart. And he let the guy with no cardio do a little bit more hooking. For those who are not familiar with that term of hooking, hooking can be considered many things, but in like boxing, it's like if I want to hook you, it means I'm tired and I'm pretty much out of this fight. So I'm gonna hook you so that I can get my breath. I'm gonna catch my breath, and if I can hook you, that's like when the boxers are hugging. So I'm gonna catch my breath to make sure that once I have you where I need you to be, I'm going to be able to breathe up a little bit so I can get my strength. I'm gonna get my strength and try to drain yours while I'm taking mine. And this guy through the whole fight let the Italian Mike Tyson or whatever the hell he's going by do this shit to the other guy. Now the other guy, he did not have a cardio problem. I think he may hook the guy maybe once, maybe twice, but the guy who had the cardio problem was fucking gassed before the first complete minute of the second round was done. And this is why I bring you to this point right now. If you are going to get into a fight, rather it be a sanctioned bout, or rather it be an actual fight, there is nothing on earth more important than your ability to fight, having cardio, and knowing your limits and knowing that you can fight. Those are things that are going. I gotta cut this off so I can charge it up, like fully charge, because I do work tomorrow. Anyhow, you're gonna need that shit because, if you've been in one or two fights in real life, that doesn't make you a fighter. That just means you've been in a couple of fights. That means you know how to scrap a little bit, but that doesn't mean that you are good at it. It just means you were better than the guy you were fighting. Alright? And I talk about this in the videos on TikTok. I know I'm going to probably get some shit from Marshall Talk, because if I'm dropping something, it would behoove you to listen. You don't have to believe me, but it wouldn't hurt for you to listen, because I might be closer to right than you think. This is also another issue that people tend to not take into consideration when it comes to like important shit, especially when it comes to like doing battle, when it comes to fighting somebody. One thing is for certain: you are not gonna win them all. So you better know how to at least survive that shit. You know, at least survive it to the point where you can get through it without like taking too much of a beating. And a lot of people don't understand how fights work, which is a problem in itself. You know, and knowing that, you know, you have to understand your cardio is probably the most important thing you need to work on in your training. Yeah, being strong is great. Being tough is better. Because if you can take a beating and you can outlast your opponent, Rocky Balboa style, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you ever get into a fight and you're tough as nails, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to survive that fight without having too many issues that's going to get in your way. Where if you can't, there's that saying that's all over the internet about fuck around and find out. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to fuck around and you're going to find out. And that was the whole point of the videos, is that, you know, do not attempt this, y'all. Unless you're fast on the draw. I'm making a weapon, but I'm going to be drinking this. I'm hoping that it doesn't overflow. If it starts to rise up, and put the top on it. Because I do have stomach problems. And so that was Alka-Seltzer and Food Lion Ginger Ale. Because sometimes I have to have it. At night, my stomach really acts up. So this helps a whole lot. I usually use Gatorade, but I'm going to drink my Gatorade when I eat this damn chicken that I'm about to eat, that I probably shouldn't be eating. But I'm going to eat it. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so this can make a lot of pressure in there, and when you pop it off, it's a fucking flying projectile. And yes, I've literally had a top fly at me by just doing this. That wasn't supposed to happen. I literally dropped it. It didn't fly off. But one day I did it, and the shit blew off, and it hit me in the forehead. And I was like, oh shit! I still haven't found the top to that bottle. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it when I spring clean the room. But yeah, you know, if you're gonna get into a fight, there are quite a few things you need to understand. Quite a few things. One, anybody can be anybody, whether they are trained or not, because fights are situational, and the battlefield is always changing, right? The battlefield is always changing, and if you haven't been in a fight, it doesn't mean you're gonna lose. It just means you're gonna have to work harder to win. The first fight is always the scariest. The fear of getting hit never really goes away. You get used to that fear and you learn how to control it, but it never really goes away. So once you understand that, you know, fighting's not going to be that big of a deal. You understand also that someone's going to win or somebody's going to lose, or if you're blessed, freak accident happens and you both knock each other out and you get to draw. So understand, you know, if you are going to be in a fight, fight to survive. Do not fight for a win. Fight to survive because you have a better chance of going home in one piece versus, oh, I'm going to fight and I'm going to be a champion. Yeah, if you're professional fighting, yeah, that's different. But a street fight and a professional fight are not the same. They never will be the same. And it's a lesson that you don't really want to have to fucking learn. But if you have to learn it, you want to be the guy on the winning side. And then you have to understand, as I made the video, I taught people in the video, there are ways to stop people in a fight. And that, by chance, is if they can't breathe, they can't hurt you. Doesn't matter how big they are, doesn't matter how strong they are, doesn't matter how tough they are. If a person can't breathe, they're done. Your job as the opponent, regardless of what side you're on, is to make sure that that happens. I don't suggest punching in the throat, although if it's me, I'm punching you in the throat. I know that sounds hypocritical as fuck, but in my defense, I'm 5'3". I'm also 50 years old. I'm not playing with you. If we are fighting, I'm hitting you with bad intentions for a fucking reason. I'm ending your shit. I'm not here to play games with you. When you're on the other side of that battlefield and you're looking at me and you see somebody who's 5'3" and you're thinking, he's 5 foot nothing, I'm fucking him up. I want you to think that way. I want that overconfidence to flow through you like water. Because that reality check that you can't cash, I'm going to be the one that cashes it. And you're going to learn really quick, size doesn't matter. You may think it matters. And to some people it does, because somebody bigger than me will be, yeah, I'm going to talk this motherfucker out of this fight. But somebody like me who's only had to fight people bigger than me is going to be like, what? You stronger, you bigger, okay. That don't mean you can win. That just means I have to put in that fucking work. 9 times out of 10, where the person that's bigger than you, if you know you got to put in that work, and they know they can't talk you out of that fight, they very well may step down because they don't know what you're going to do to them. I'm the opposite of that. I'm not going to let you step down. Come on, fly, I see you. I see you. I've been hunting for you for 2 damn days, fucker. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I killed it last night, but apparently I killed his brother. Because I did kill it. It landed on my chest, and I slapped the shit out that son bitch. And then I got up, and I stomped it, and it died. And then I flushed it down the toilet. Anyway, there's another fly in here. It's distracting the shit out of me, so I'm going to hurry up and finish this video so I can kill that son of a bitch. Because flies and roaches, they tend to disappear when you pick up spray or a fly swatter. That's why I can't see this motherfucker. But the second I put this bitch down, he'll fly by me again, just like last night. But I'm not going to use my chest as bait, because that kind of hurt. But anyway, the bottom line is this. You have to have cardio. And this is the part where I use my nephews as examples. And this is the part where I give you probably the best lesson you will ever have in your life. So if you like to hear it, here it goes. Shut up and go with the flow. Stop smoking. That's your first thing. If you're a cigarette smoker or you're smoking the devil's lettuce, stop smoking. Because yes, the devil's lettuce can bring harm to your lungs too. They don't mention that shit because they're talking about THCs and all this shit. So let me put it to you this way then. Let me put it to you in a logical sense. Everything that we put in our body has some toxicity to it on some level or another. This is why I don't fuck with red meat. This is why I don't smoke. This is why I barely fucking drink. Because everything that you put in your body has a price to pay. Alright? And sometimes it's diarrhea, and sometimes later in life they remove body parts because your ass decided, I'm not going to listen to the lady on TV who lost all her toes because she smoked cigarettes. I'm not going to listen to the lady on TV who had congestive heart failure. I'm not listening to none of that shit. I don't believe them. I think they're just paid actors, and very well they could be. But that doesn't change the fact that those actors could have been, I got to open up this top. This thing's popping. Okay. I was a little scared. Anyway, should be good now. But these people, just because they're paid actors, doesn't mean that they don't have these problems. It really doesn't. And the thing is, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And when it comes down to it, if I'm straight told that my family is high-risk diabetes, you don't see me with sodas other than that ginger ale. You don't see me with anything outside of Gatorade and tea. And that ginger ale is for my stomach. But everything we put in our body has a price. The only medicines I take is Advil and Motrin. When I'm in pain, I don't take anything else. Unless it's so bad that the Advil and Motrin ain't working and I need to take like Tylenol with codeine. If I don't have to take that shit, I'm not taking that shit. Like with my hip replacement, I don't know what the fuck they gave me, but I don't want that shit ever again because I was in Canada killing strippers. My walker became an Iron Man suit. They gave me some good shit. But as I tell my nephews, and this is where I bring this up, we had boxing matches. And they won round 1. But they couldn't go to round 2 because they had no cardio. Each time, these nephews of mine, because they're bigger than me, they think they can whoop my ass. So then they want to box. They don't want to fight. They want to box because I'm not a boxer. And so because I'm not a boxer, they think that they're going to beat my ass. And I said, okay, And they say, oh, no, 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 you can't use your feet. I said, that's not how fights work, man. I said, okay. In real life, though, I'll destroy you. Now, you can't beat me. You can't beat me. Motherfucker, who took and put the rules in that I can't use my feet? In real life, you can tell a motherfucker that all you want. I promise you, you getting kicked in the motherfucking face. As soon as that fight starts and the opening comes in, that motherfucker that you said you can't use your feet, fuck you. It's a fight. So my nephews and them, they would beat me in boxing. But by the time we got to the second round, they had no gas. And here I am, at the time, in my mid to late 40s, with a hip replacement, handling these motherfuckers. Now they outboxed me, but they can't outfight me. They kept trying to hit me as hard as they could. They kept trying to knock me out. Say, oh, we knocking you out. I said, uh-huh. I was like, I'm glad you think that. And I said, what makes you think for a New York minute that you were going to knock somebody out who has been fighting since before your parents existed? I said, do you not know that I've been fighting twice as long as you and your mama been alive? And you think you can knock me out? Okay, I'm going to give you that opportunity. And so we'll get on the gloves. And my nephew who passed, Ramin, couldn't do it. His younger brother, who's 17 now, was doing it at 15 and 16, couldn't do it. His cousin, the one with the dog that we inherited, couldn't do it. And I'm like, y'all ready for round two? I said, nah, man, we tapping out. I said, no, no, no. Y'all wanted to fight. You fail to understand who you fighting. If you're fighting somebody like me, somebody who don't mind getting hit, somebody who wants to get hit and likes to return the favor, you've bitten off more than you can chew, but you think because you're in your 20s, you just gonna run through a motherfucker. Fights don't work like that. Let me add some light to this real quick. Because I'm looking right dark. Fights don't work like that. Fights work like this. A verbal altercation starts. A verbal altercation turns into a physical altercation. Whoever's got the skills generally wins the kill. Except for, there's always the possibility of a freak accident happen, and the guy who can't fight worth a lick might have retarded strength and drop you like a sack of shit. Or a bad habit. It can happen. You can be a great fighter and still get your ass handed to you by somebody who can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. And again, as I said in my TikTok, I'll say it again. Mike Tyson, when Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, nobody saw that shit coming. There was no way on paper that Buster fucking Douglas, could remotely go with fucking Tyson outside of the arena that they went in. They went to the arena, they fought, and James Buster Douglas won that shit. Nobody after Buster Douglas has really been able to rock Tyson until Holyfield came along. We all know how that worked out. But for the most part, nobody could go with Tyson. Nobody until Buster Douglas got lucky. Alright? Mike Tyson came to Virginia once and got in trouble down on Virginia Beach because somebody kept running their mouth and Tyson swole his eye up. Eddie Murphy and them was making fun of that shit for years. But that's the thing. Fighting in the streets, there are no rules. Fighting in the ring, whether it be a boxing ring, or whether it be a wrestling ring, or whether it be a UFC ring, there are rules in there. The rules are in there for a reason, because fucking beating somebody to death is illegal. You know? There's a reason why you have waivers and lawyers and all that shit for the fucking I's and T's are dotted that go over all that shit. So that motherfuckers don't die. In the streets, it's every man for himself. Everything goes. Everything goes. So you need to be prepared for that. So my nephews, back to them. They smoke the devil's lettuce. And since they've been old enough to drink alcohol, they drink alcohol. And they think because they're young, their bodies are going to regenerate and heal. And in some cases, yeah. But here's that thing. You may be able to go against somebody your age who also has cardio issues and whoop their ass. But when you're going against somebody who loves that shit, who lets you beat on them, and go, come on, bring me some more, and keep coming back, because I keep coming back. I'm not the guy you should be fucking fighting with. And you setting in obstacles like I can't use my feet. Okay? No problem. I'm not going to use my feet because I'm going to honor my word unless I get mad and forget. I'm going to honor my word. But I can promise you, right off the motherfucking jump, you're not going to win. And this is the same nephew who told me, you motherfucker, I've been in 5 fights. 5 fights. First time he told me that shit, I laughed my motherfucking ass off. I've been in 5 fights. I was like, really? That's it? 5 fights, huh? I said, okay. And he's like, what the fuck you laughing at? I said, you realize I've been fighting since before your daddy was born, before your daddy fucked my sister and got you and your brothers in them here. Y'all saw that. Fly by me again, bitch. Anyway. Damn, I missed it. Anyway, I said, you've been in 5 fucking fights. I said, you know, your big brother tried this shit with me when he turned 18. Your big brother, who's way bigger than him, talked mad shit. Threatened to beat my ass every motherfucking day until he turned 18. And I'm going to tell you what I told him. That's it. So, you just bigger than me. You realize everybody's bigger than me. I said, so what is your game plan, actually? Because, you know, when this goes down, it's not going to work how you got it ceased in your head. Or it ain't going to work like you got it in your head either. I said, you're right. But the difference maker is, I know that. I'm not planning on beating you. It's like, what? I said, I'm not planning on beating you. I'm planning on ending your shit. It's like, what? He said, yeah. Your life ain't never going to be the same. He's like, what the fuck does that mean? I said, you my nephew and I love you. But you want this so bad that you can't see the forest for the trees. You don't understand the age and experience difference between the two of us. What you do, you look in the mirror, you see your uncle. You see an old motherfucker that's 122 pounds. And you think you just gonna beat my ass. You just think you know, because you be in the park. You be knocking out kids in the park and shit. So those guys are on your level. And you knocking them out. So I'm not on your level. I've been fighting before you were born. Hell, I was fighting before your mama was born. Because your mama is my second younger sister. And you think you just gonna walk over top of me because you bigger than me. I said, you really honestly watch too much TV. If you think for a New York minute that you gonna drop me with one hit. So I'm gonna drop you, I'm gonna fuck your world up. And I said, I said, okay. We're gonna see how well that happens. So, kept fucking with me. My youngest sister carried me down the hall. She ushered me. Her husband, he carried me down the hall. And then I decided, okay, two can play this game. Every day he fucking fuck with me. I'm gonna fuck you up. Now it's December. His birthday is in January. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. Why you keep doing that? I'm gonna fuck you up. Do that one more time. I'm gonna fuck you up. I said, I'm saying, you keep on talking. It's like, what? You can't stop me from talking? I said, I have no intention of stopping you from talking. I have every intention that when you turn 18, all this shit you doing, all this shit you saying, I'm just collecting it. It's like, you ain't recording this. I don't have to record anything. I'm just waiting for the one thing that I can do that you can't. I can wait and see you talking all the shit. Good. I'm hoping that you can deliver. Because when you turn 18, 2 things are going to happen. One thing for sure. We gonna fight. You ain't gonna win. That's the one thing. See, the second thing is, we gonna fight. You ain't gonna never be the same again when I'm done with you. I train every motherfucking day in that backyard. You go out in the park, you knock a couple of kids out, maybe once every 4 or 5 months. I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. People that have been bigger and stronger than me. I've beaten up people by accident. And you the only one talking. So you keep talking. I said, cause see, when you turn 18, I promise you, when we step off that motherfucking porch, ain't gonna be no more talking. So I'm not gonna give you the chance to talk. I'm gonna give you the chance to square up. I'm gonna make it fair. But you will know what size my shoe is. You will know what your blood tastes like. You will be going to the hospital. Because the only thing I'm not going to do is kill you. But you're going to wish that you were dead. Because I'm going to tell you 3 things that's going to happen that I can guarantee you. Your elbows and knees are going to be broken first. And then I'm going to break every fucking rib in your body except for 2. The ones that are free floating. I'm going to break every bone in your motherfucking body because of all this shit that you think you're going to do to me. I said, man, you can't do that. I said, you fail to understand how the law works. No one can save you. And you egging this shit on. Every day you threaten to beat my ass. Every motherfucking day. You're fueling me. So you don't understand what you're doing. You think you're intimidating me. You think you're antagonizing me. You thinking that I'm going to be scared. I said, well, here's the thing. You don't want me scared. Because if I'm scared, I'm going to be way more dangerous to you than I am right now because I'm just angry. But if I get scared, oh, you'll be a paraplegic for sure. Quadriplegic will be your destiny. So what the fuck is that? I said, you know those guys that roll around in wheelchairs with the straw? That's your future. I said, well, you going to jail. I said, Emma, you 18? You fucking with a veteran of the United States Army. Am I going to jail? I got CMHS on my record for threatening to kill a drill sergeant before they moved my ass to Delta Company. And you want to fight me. And for the last 3.5 months, you've been threatening to beat my ass. I have 2 witnesses, they both carried me to my room. So when this shit happens, and it's going to happen on your 18th birthday, your life will never be the fucking same. I'm fucking your shit up. I'm breaking your elbows so that your hands don't work. See that? Can y'all see the twitching? Maybe it's up here. Alright, right there. So that's done. And I'm not going to stop there. Because I'm going for kneecaps and elbows. Because you're bigger and you're stronger. But you're also powerless. It's like, I'm bigger and I'm stronger. How the fuck am I powerless? Because you ain't using this. You're about to fight a man that's been fighting since before your parents was born. You sure you want to jump on this fucking train? I said, because there's no off button on this train. Because once I get hit, I get to hit you back. But the truth be told, if the law works correctly, once you swing at me, you just forfeited your life. And I'm going to fucking rearrange it for the rest of it. I'm breaking every bone in your body, and when I'm sitting in jail, for what little bit of time I'm going to get, because we're going to prove self-defense, because you're so much bigger than me. The only problem they're going to have, that my lawyer will have, is the fact that I'm a military vet, and I should have backed away. There's no law that says I can't defend myself against an 18-year-old kid. I'm in my 30s. You're attacking me at my fucking porch in the house in which I live at. It's a clean case. But we're going to use the word dwelling. 18-year-old attacks uncle at his dwelling, because that has a little bit more weight to it. And I'm going to fucking win this case. Yeah, I'm going to do a year. I'm going to do a year waiting for my trial. But I promise you, in that year, when everybody is sitting in there saying, what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do? It's like, well, if you must know, I almost killed my nephew. It's like, what? Yeah, I broke his knees and his elbows. I also broke his fucking spine. He wanted that ass whooping and he got it. So come the day that it happened, it didn't happen. No. And I'm glad. Because I straight told him, I'm not fighting you to win. And that's the difference between you, me, and the guys you knocking out. They're fighting you to win. They're not fighting you to survive. I'm fighting to end your shit. You will never pick on another human being once we fight. I promise you. Because after I break your elbows and your kneecaps, I'm breaking your fingers, I'm breaking your toes. I'm breaking everything on you that can be broken except for the shit that can kill you. So I'm not going to break your neck, but I'm going to break your spine. I'm going to do enough damage to you by the time you get out of the hospital. I'll be getting out of jail. But I'll be getting out of jail way before you get out of the hospital. But this is what you want. He ain't bother me no more. We had a great respect. I still respect him. I still love him after that. But he knows. I'm not playing when we start fighting. That shit's not a game to me. This is what I've been taught all my fucking life. The Army only made me more dangerous. Or, as I like to say, I was dangerous before the Army. The Army just made me a little bit more lethal than I need to be. And when you get into a fight with anybody, you need to make sure you're in it for survival. Not no bullshit victory. I'm in it for the win. No, fuck that shit. I'm ending your shit. Period. I'm not holding back. I'm going to kick your heart out your back. Because I have to. Not because I want to, but because I have to. I'm going to stop you from hurting me. And it doesn't matter what I have to do it. It doesn't matter what I have to sacrifice to do it. It's going to get done. And that's it. And this younger brother, a few years later or whatever, probably about like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, back before he had his son, before he got out of college because he just didn't go back. It's like, we're going to have a boxing match. It's like, alright, so you can't use your feet. Alright. Again, smokes the devil's lettuce, drinks alcohol, don't work out. The fuck, how you gonna fight somebody if you don't even fucking train? But you won 5 fights. Because that literally was like our last argument before the dog thing. I won 5 fights. And I'm thinking to myself, you 23 years old and you've only won 5 fucking fights. Dude, I'm like 47. I've won more than 5 fights because I'm small. People just think that they can beat my ass for the simple fact that I am fucking small. And that's that thing about fighting, yo. The big guy don't always win. Everybody thinks that they do because they watch too much TV. The big guy don't always win. There's a reason why the UFC didn't have little guys fighting until 2010 when I'm face deep down in fucking Sand Hill at fucking Fort Benning. They had my weight class, but by then I finally made it to 130. I saw you, you motherfucker. I don't know where you at, but when I find you, I'm going to kill you. It is a fly. And I'm sitting there. Had they did that before I left to the Army, everybody, motherfucker, would know who I am. Now that I'm 50 years old, out of shape, got a fucking hip replacement, gotta lose this fucking gut, which is really gonna be ridiculous when I go warm up this fucking chicken that I'm gonna eat tonight. And, you know, it's a midnight snack, so I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. But anyway, the point being made is that you have to know your way around a fight. And just because you think you can fight doesn't mean you can fight. And just because you have a reputation for fighting doesn't mean you can fight. Because a lot of people have a reputation for fighting because they've been in some scraps and they got blessed and won. I've been in a couple of scraps. I got blessed and won also. But the difference maker is I know where. I'll give you one last story. 2 actually, because they happened here on this block. When we first moved here, and I tell y'all this before, so this is the Cliff Notes. We got a dog. I took the dog to the creek. I put the dog home. I went back to go look in the park because we had different shit in the projects. So, guy who lived up the street decided to come down and introduce himself. And he wouldn't let me go home. He got choked out 3 times. First time, the weak arm. The second time, the strong arm. The 4th time was the deadliest shit where I said, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking kill you. No, man. I was, no. See, I gave you 2 fucking chances. And that's more than you should have got. Because the first time I put your ass in the rear neck and choke, you should have just went the fuck home. But see, this is when black pride gets in the way. Oh, I can't get my ass kicked because I'm black and this little mixed kid done fucking choked the shit out of me. No, I can't do that. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter what color a person is. Either you can fight or you can't. You know? And your blackness does not allocate to your ability to fight. It just doesn't. I've seen many black cats get their ass handed to them by some white cats. I lost plenty of sparring matches to some white cats. You know, it happens. It's got nothing to do. Either you got the skill or you don't. And it might be your day, it might not be your day. It's just all a matter of time. So, about a year, maybe 2 later, I'm at the cab station. This guy that has a reputation for knocking out grown men. You know, him and I happened to cross paths because apparently I had been looking at his girlfriend's ass. Guilty. But everybody looks at all the hot girls' asses on the block. I looked at all the girls' asses on this block as long as they won't ken to me. You know, his girlfriend just happened to be one of the hottest girls on the block. So my mother sent me to go get a Pepsi. Hi, Greg. That's his name. I don't know where he's at now, and I don't give a fuck. Oh my. You definitely living dangerously. Fuck! How the fuck did I miss? It was right there. Damn it. That's a smack in the face, yo. That is a straight smack in the face. I'm gonna find you. Any fucking how. I had I had to go get a soda for my mother. And he met me at the cab station with his little sidekick. Hi, D. Smith. I'm not gonna give their full names, but you know, D. Smith and his brother PG used to bully me. PG got his shit because Karma don't forget an address. And D. Smith would eventually get his shit. But it is what it is. And I wish them both well. And Greg, I wish you well too. So Greg approached me when I got the Pepsi. He didn't get me before because I walked past him. I didn't give 2 shits about the dude. Didn't know the motherfucker. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. Yeah, that does happen. Before fights happen, sometimes it pays to know who you're fighting. So when I came out the cab station with the soda in my hand, he met me at the barbed wire fence. And he said, I'm gonna fuck you up because you're looking at my girlfriend. I said, so I'm the only guy on this block that looks at your girlfriend, so you decided you're gonna fuck me up. He's like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, you do realize I have a Pepsi bottle in my hand. And do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done? I said, I know who you are. I know what you've done. And now let me ask you this question. Those guys you beat up, those 3 adults, because he's a teenager like me. I said, ask yourself this before you get into this fucking situation. Could they fight back, or did you sneak them? Say what? I said, did you sneak them, or could they fight back? Did they actually put up a fight? He's like, what difference does that make? I said, it's very important that you need to understand the situation that you're about to get in. Alright? I said, there's no question that you might be able to beat my ass. I said, I don't have a problem getting my ass beat. I said, because my big sister used to beat my ass all the fucking time, which is why I'm tough as fuck now. So I'm going to ask you again. Did those guys know how to fight? Because see, it's a big difference when you fighting somebody who actually knows how to fight back versus somebody who don't. And I have a Pepsi bottle. You say, why do you keep referring to that Pepsi bottle? It's a motherfucker, I grew up in the projects. We fought with pop bottles, sticks with nails in them, glass. We had rocks when we had snowballs. We had rocks in our snowballs. And you want to do this, so I just need to know, did those guys fight back? And his little friend D. Smith is running his mouth. And I said, oh, don't worry, you're next. So after I beat him with this goddamn bottle, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to take what money y'all got in y'all pockets. I'm going to buy my mother another Pepsi. I'm going to go call the cops. I'm going to come back and wait for the cops and stand over your bodies. I said, because see, here's that thing. If those guys you beat up could fight, it's a good chance you're gonna beat my ass. But there's just one problem. I got this Pepsi bottle. He said, why do you keep referring to this Pepsi bottle? I said, because I'm not going to fight you. He's like, well, what, are you going to just let us beat your ass? I said, no. I'm going to kill you with this Pepsi bottle. It's like, dude, this shit is plastic. I said, and see, that's why I asked you. Could those guys fight back? Or did you just get lucky and beat their ass because they's grown? It's like, it's a plastic bottle. I said, okay, two things you need to understand. One, all my uncles are military, and they have taught me to hurt people with inanimated objects, except for two uncles that are not military, one on each side of my family. Two, if those guys couldn't fight you, and I can fight you, that's why this bottle was very important, because I don't have to beat you to kill you, which is why I'm going to do that with this motherfucking bottle. You think plastic can't cut you? I said, you obviously don't know how the world works. I said, and when I'm done fucking you up, I'm gonna fuck up your friend because I can't have witnesses to a motherfucking murder that's about to happen over a piece of pussy that I'm never gonna fucking get. But that's what you wanna do. You wanna die over some pussy that I'm not fucking, but you fucking. Cool. But you've been warned. I'm going to take this Pepsi bottle to your motherfucking ass, and then your sidekick. You will bleed today. You will die today. And you will get robbed today. Because if I don't come back home with this motherfucking Pepsi, my mama gonna beat my ass. So I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna explain to her what happened. I'm gonna call the cops and let them know that I killed you. And that I severely injured your friend here. Because I'm not gonna kill you. You just talking too goddamn much. But this motherfucker right here who wants to fight me over a piece of pussy that I'm never gonna get, your girlfriend don't even fucking like me. But you wanna fight me. Fine by me. I said, but understand, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to severely kill you with a plastic fucking bottle. Because unlike those three men who didn't see you coming, I know guys like you. They don't fuck with me because you don't know who the fuck I am. I said, I'm not scared to get my ass beat. I'm also not scared of the police. I'm also not afraid to kill you. I do know Kung Fu. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And this bottle is going to be my weapon of choice for today because it's all I got. Alright, man. Alright. No. You want this fight because you a badass. You know, you really want to fight this shit. This is what you want. I'm going to give you what you want. But I'm also going to take your life today. So you better make motherfucking sure that I'm worth it. And you, who keep talking on the side of my ear, if you get one more step closer to me, you die first. But you said it doesn't matter what the fuck I said. It matters what the fuck I'm about to do. It's two of y'all as one of me. Ain't no court in the world gonna hang me for killing two black motherfuckers. I said, I'm mixed. But when they see me, they're probably gonna think that I'm Mexican. And the law is going to work in my favor because it's 2-on-1. And y'all came at me. There's a lady at the cab station that can see this entire conversation going down. I think they might have had cameras too. But I ain't give a fuck about that because I won't about to die that day. I'm about to make some murders. So they let me go home and they ain't bother me no more. They never spoke to me ever again. And I never saw Greg's ass ever the fuck again. So, if he's still alive and his mouth hasn't gotten him in trouble, may God have mercy on you and may you have a great life. As for Mr. Smith, I pray for you. I pray for your loss. Because you're going through some shit, man, and nobody should ever go through that. But like I said, way back then when that shit was going on, you were a fucking idiot. Just like your fucking brother who used to flash guns at me and thought that he was going to beat my ass at Walker School before I even knew y'all was brothers. And then somebody at Tom Thumb showed him that if you're going to pull it out, you better fucking learn how to use it. That's why I don't carry weapons anywhere. So if anybody ever asks why I don't carry weapons anywhere, because you don't know who you're fighting until the fight starts. You don't know if you're going to win until the fight's over. And if you're carrying a weapon to a fight and that person across the battlefield is 5 times better than you or has more experience than you might not be coming home tonight. So before you get your ass into any trouble, and if you're watching these, think before you act. Think before you open up your mouth. And be prepared for the worst. Because if you open up your mouth to the right motherfucker, you're done. And there'll be nothing anybody else can do. My name is Echo Fan Grey Wolf, aka James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Ever number 2. Thank you for giving me 49 minutes of your time. I love you all. Be seeing you.